Hi, this is Dr. Jameca, and today we're going to take a brief look at one of my favorite reality shows, 90 Day Fiancé, Happily Ever After, Season 6. This is one of my favorite shows for many, many reasons, but what I'll be doing is giving you the psychological breakdown on some of the characters. And today I want to focus specifically on a few of them. Let's start off with Natalie and Mike. Boy, where would I even start? It's been a never-ending story of ups and downs with this couple, but I will say there have been some recent changes in the status of their relationship. Started off kind of nice, went to a little bit rocky, and then when Natalie came to the United States, of course, they were in for a big surprise as they hadn't lived together before. So that's when a little bit of the turbulence really started to go. But now, here we are. So let's talk about it. What do you think psychologically? Mike, I don't really see him as having any blatant examples of psychiatric symptoms or anything that would suggest a specific mental disorder diagnosis. However, when we look at Natalie, I'm kind of leaning toward some of her behavior and actions. And actually what it looks like so far is a bit of passive aggressive tendencies. So she will smile and kind of go along to get along, but then later she'll come back and do some action that is very, very aggressive and hurtful to Mike. So very, very passive aggressive tendencies. Usually passive aggressive tendencies can be symptoms of other types of mental disorders, and we can talk about that a little more later. But I want to shift gears and just touch bases on this other, I don't know if you want to call it a triad or a quad, but we have Libby, Andre, and then we have Charlie. And we know that Andre and Charlie do not get along, but which one of them actually have the mental disorder? Which one of them between Andre and Charlie show symptoms that would more likely suggest some type of mental disorder? This is a very hard one, right? When I talked it over with some of my friends, some people would say that Andre has definite signs of narcissistic personality disorder or some narcissistic traits. But then other people would say that, heck, so does Charlie. They both seem to be living in an alternate reality created by themselves. In Charlie's case, this reality could have been created and upholded by his family and maybe what their norms and how they enabled him. So we can't really say for sure with him because we don't know a lot of the background. But definitely both of them give off narcissistic traits as far as being the center of attention, very important, more important than others. Sometimes they both show this obliviousness toward other people's feelings and needs, especially when you look at how Andre treats Libby, especially in the beginning of the show, but definitely now even. He doesn't really have a regard for her feelings. He doesn't really tailor his actions to make her feel better. So far, what we've talked about, Natalie and Mike, and I've already told you how I feel about that, passive aggressive tendencies. And then if we look at Charlie, Andre, and Libby, will definitely see some signs of narcissism. Question for you, which mental disorder do you think Libby has? What type of symptoms do you see that she has displayed over the course of a couple of seasons and just kind of catering to Andre, making things better, making things worse, how she reacts to her family? What do you think? I'm eager to know what you think. Drop your comments, drop your questions. There will definitely be more. I will follow up with this video with more detailed information on specific mental illnesses for this group of people, but I will also begin to touch on Kalani and Asuelo, and of course we can't forget Angela. Thank you for tuning in. It's Dr. Jameca. Subscribe. Make sure you tune in for more videos on reality TV.